Local currency bonds, especially if you look at what's been happening with with the current state, there's still pockets within Asia that still don't have the COVID crisis under control. Let's say take India. India's been struggling on COVID. Indonesia still, you still have concerns there in terms of managing the virus. So there's still a lot of concerns in terms of managing the virus. One of the things that we've been seeing within emerging markets more generally is that, and that's taken us away from the local currency markets and into the dollar markets, is the fact that the currency has been one of the key things that has been the shock absorber during this crisis, and that's across emerging markets. And that's probably a positive thing in terms of saying that something has to bear the brunt, especially if some places they don't have the fiscal capacity or the fiscal ability to do more. So something has to ease off the economy in some way. So this is one of the reasons why that we've preferred the dollar market versus the local currency market. In addition to the fact that if you look at the Asian IG space, it is quite, in terms from a fundamental standpoint, a lot of these companies are quite strong. A lot of these companies are linked to quasi-sovereigns or linked to some sort of sovereign entity. So the fundamentals there hold.
Okay, and so your optimism around the dollar bond market in Asia, what does that reflect about your overall call on the dollar?
In general, we could see some downward pressure on the dollar, especially with what's happening with U.S. elections, et cetera. But you hear a lot of the times, because of what's happening, that this is almost the demise of the dollar or the start of a longer-term downward trend in the dollar. That's not something we buy into. We don't believe that we can see a further downgrade in the dollar. At the end of the day, it's still the reserve currency of the world, and there's still not a currency to replace it. So yes, you might see some hiccups and there could be some issues, and you did see a lower dollar on the back of the fact that the Fed was increasing its balance sheet a lot faster than the rest of the world. But we do believe at some point that the ECB is going to start outpacing the Fed, which is going to lead to a stronger dollar, at least against the euro.